Dank je.
Zweet hebben.
Dank je.
Tot in opdracht of?
Nee, dit niet.
Een soort hobby?
Nee, dit is oefening zeg maar.
Okay.
In de zomer werk ik vaak buiten.
Mooi.
Dankjewel. Ik werk vooral in opdracht, maar dit is mijn opdracht. Maar dit is oefening.
Ben dat oefenen?
Ja.
Nou, volgens mij is het wel goed gelukt.
Dat is nog niet klaar, maar nee, in de zomer wil ik vaak buiten werken ook. Want ik doe alles op mijn atelier.
Ja.
Dat vind ik heel fijn.
Heeft u ook les?
Nee, ik heb wel een heel actief YouTube kanaal. Daarom sta ik ook te filmen. Iedere vrijdag post ik een lange video van wat ik heb gemaakt.
En ik willen zo graag een leuk schilderlesadres.
Oké.
En dat is, ik had een heel leuk schilderlesadres in Twente, maar hier in Den Haag is het moeilijk.
Is dat zo?
Ja, om iets leuks te vinden.
Wat raar.
Ja,
Zo'n grote stad.
ja
Oké.
zou je denken hè?
Ja, ik dacht dat het hier wel makkelijk zou zijn.
Nee, het is niet makkelijk.
Oké. Ah. funny enough, there was some kind of fence in the corner of this street. They built it there for work that I needed to do near the road. And for me that was perfect. I climbed over that fence and I stood there and I noticed that most of the people that were passing by, they thought that this fence was made for me, the painter who had to paint that building at the other side of the street. It was good to be outside again. It went better than 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago when I've been working over there. Although that worked quite well as well, it was easier today because I felt more free. And I used some things that I received while I was working outside 2 weeks ago. And that was more about mentality while I was working outside. And the mentality is changing now in a way that I feel more free to paint only the details that I need. You see that immediately. So you see traffic signs and letters that you don't need in a painting. Long ago I felt used to paint everything I saw. And now I feel more free to think from the watercolor and not think from the example, the reality. You heard me more talking about this, I think, that the painting counts, not reality. And I feel that when I'm working outside, I have to be aware of this. Because otherwise it will take more than a day to finish a painting outside. So I felt more aware of what I needed for this painting, and I took that out of that example, that reality, and then the focus was strong and not the time. It didn't take that much time. Yeah, so I will do that more painting outside, although this was not a painting. This was only an exercise. I'm not going to show it. The composition is good, the drawing is good, the colors are bad. And the colors are bad because they miss saturation, and that's because of the warm sunlight that day that made the paint dry very fast. And here in the studio I can saturate the colors stronger and stronger and deeper because I know this climate, so I know how to mix the colors and how much water it needs to saturate in the paper. But we need to exercise, we need to draw, and we need to feel free to learn more skills and gather more knowledge. And stepping out of your comfort zone is a very important step for that. So working outside was great. Working inside the studio is maybe for me the perfect way of working, because I really can take time to put those layers over each other, use all my knowledge and skills to get certain effects, and then let that image appear through all those layers. It really takes time and peace. You have to be alone. People don't disturb me here while I'm really focused on the drying process of the paint. I think it's impossible to reach that outside. People are watching over your shoulder and the sun is moving. So you have to hurry. And for me that's interesting as well, because you have to find more solutions in the simple way, in the fast way, and that surprised me as well when I'm doing that. So I will keep on working outside in summertime. But what I've been doing this week was, well, the result was not a painting, it was an exercise. But later I realized that that result that I get outside doesn't have to be finished. I can finish it inside as well, here in the studio, and then I can experiment in that other speed that I'm using outside to get certain results in that sketch that I made outside. Blurring that windows over here, putting those sharp trees over it is really a nice way to create depth and put more rest, quietness in that rhythm. I would have made a totally different painting as I had been working there on that spot. Even that moment when those shadows, those cold long shadows on the right side of these roofs, I think it will take only 12-15 minutes, and then it's all dark because the sun is just around the corner. So there are 2 new videos to see this weekend. First of all, there is news for the Dutch. We can meet at the end of this month. I will do a presentation together with a friend of mine. He's coming over from the States. He's a composer, Zach Sprouse, and we will do a presentation together end of this month about our experiences in creativity, and he will even play some of his new compositions. Here on the right side of the frame you can see a video about it as an announcement, and on the left side there is the link to the new member section video this week. It was about one of your questions, how to get into that best mood to work, to paint, and how to deal with mistakes and doubts. A lot to say about that. It really took time and I hope it's helpful. I enjoyed to talk about it. Check them out, and for the Dutch I hope we will meet at the end of this month. You find more information about that on my website. I will share the link in the description. Enjoy the weekend. See you next week.